to the McDonald's at like 2 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, why is it so bright outside? Like it's 2 a.m. Like why is McDonald's? I was.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of An Interesting Discussion Sometimes. I am Christian, back with the regular boys. We got Harsha, Tarun, and Haran, and we have had some reshuffling since the last time the four of us sat down together was probably about a month ago in real time. Obviously Harsha wasn't able to join us last week when we talked to Amara, and that caused quite the controversy. But he has since moved back to Virginia temporarily, as they say, for his, I guess it's a big deal, like a wedding. Is it a wedding? Yeah, I think it's a wedding. So got a quarter off of school. We'll touch on some of his crazy adventures. Tarun, we talked about a little bit last week with Amara, but he's finalized his move to New York. He's been there for, what would you say, like 2.5, 3 weeks now?
Almost 3 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll jump into that a little bit, and then Haran and I, we're just kind of chilling here, but Haran's getting ready for his own move. But we're doing great. So we'll touch on all that stuff, some interesting things that have gone on in our recent travels. But let's kick it off with Tarun, since I guess you've made the biggest jump right now. Tell us all about your move. Like, what were your expectations like? Like, has everything, been great so far? We obviously heard a little bit last week about the aluminum foil. Like, how's that doing? Like, so, let us know all the details.
Yeah, let me break it down for you. So my move was like super smooth just because I had a lot of help from my brother and my dad. So we drove up from Nova and we packed up all my stuff in our SUV, which surprisingly wasn't a lot of stuff. Like, I mean, I did order my mattress, bed frame, and desk here. So like, I mean, obviously that's a bulk of stuff, but even when I think about like clothes, and as someone who I felt like bought a lot of clothes, like I actually don't have that money in comparison to people here, I guess. Like I thought my clothes were going to take up like most of my closet. It maybe takes up like, I don't know, 40% of my closet, which is crazy. Anyway, yeah, we drove up and we were able to basically bring everything upstairs. We parked right outside my apartment because there was like a parking meter, whatever, like paid by the app thing. So yeah, we just parked right downstairs, brought everything up. There's an elevator in my building, so it was chill. And then we built the bed frame and the desk maybe within like a couple hours max. And then everything else was just like organizing things, which I did mostly myself. All in all, I would say like the whole move like technically took like 4 hours max. Like if you don't count the drive up and down, which was like 4 hours here and then 4 hours from my brother and my dad back, which I feel like is a very, very efficient move. What else? Yeah. I guess like I was actually talking to people this week and I remember like thinking to myself like, oh, I'm going to move to New York and like, no matter where I am, there's going to be some sort of sacrifice that I have to make. But now that I'm here, like apart from like how expensive it is here, I didn't actually really have to make much of a sacrifice. Like my room is really nice. It's spacious. It's like more than what I need, surprisingly. Like my roommate and I get along really, really well for people that, haven't known each other really that long at all. And yeah, I mean, everything else is good. I think New York is really similar to like how we were in college, where there's like always something to do and somewhere to be and something to eat or whatever. Which is like obviously a huge change of pace from like what I was doing the last couple of years, but it's a good change. I think like, I think I'm thriving a bit here. A couple things that I still need to, I guess, accomplish is like getting into a routine with the gym. And then also what I'll end up doing today, which is cooking fully for the first time and trying to meal prep a bit. My first meal is going to be egg fried rice with air fried tofu. So I'll send you guys a picture later. But yeah, everything's blessed, man. I'm living the life. Like I'm actually like extremely happy. I feel very grateful. I also like my roommate has a lot of friends here and I have a few friends here. Like OG ones, especially like Amara. So, if I feel like I need like somewhat of a support system here. I definitely have that, which I'm thankful for. Yeah, bro, that's it.
So is he better than us?
Ajay,
Mhm.
I mean, better than you.
there's
Like,
actually there's no way, there's no person that would be better. Persons.
Glad he hasn't changed it, at least.
Thank you.
So you also like almost doxed yourself last episode of saying like where the fuck exactly you were. But you know, what are the perks of your area? Like what do you think are, like you said you last time that you were like close to like a grocery store. Like what are some of the like key things, you know, without giving away too much information that like really
Yeah.
made that area appealing to you?
You gay people.
So yeah, I mean, I guess what I'll say is like my building is like on a pretty busy street, but because my apartment's at kind of like the back of the building, we actually don't hear much noise at all, which is awesome. The actual area, like Harsha was saying, I mean, I live in Hell's Kitchen. I don't think that'll tell you where I live, but Hell's Kitchen, super like LGBTQ plus area, which means that like, I mean, there is a lot of gay people, but like they're all very, very friendly. All the stores around here, surprisingly, are like staffed by like a bunch of brown people or owned by brown people. So me and my roommate Ajay have been trying to make friends with like the liquor store owner and like the dollar pizza owner and the grocery store like staff, etc., which has been cool. Shout out to Rana and Amit. What else is great is like there's Dollar Pizza right across the street, and like the pizza one pizza slice is like in between a Benny slice and like a regular like Papa John's large slice.
Yeah.
So it's like decently big, and you can get a whole ass pizza for $10, which is crazy. Considering like everything else that I've been buying food wise here is like $18 for like an entree that'll last me like maybe 2 meals.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like a whole pizza would last me like 4 days. What else? Like grocery stores right by me, like literally 1 block over, like maybe a 2-minute walk, if that. The subway station is like 4-minute walk, 5-minute walk, and then gym is like 7 or 8-minute walk. And then all the peripherals like CVS, UPS, all these shits are like within 5 minutes as well. So it's very, very nice. Yeah, there's actually a gay bar that's like right next to my place that me and my roommate Ajay went to this past week. And actually Harsha was visiting New York and we were there. And the happy hour deal there is like buy one, get one free, which is crazy in of itself.
Yeah.
But then me and Ajay, like we got 2 Coronas and we're just like talking or whatever. And we're kind of in the corner of the bar. And there's maybe like 4 other people in the whole entire bar and they're just sitting like at the bar itself. And randomly I hear like music, like different music playing, and we look over, and the 2 like gay bartenders are like on the bar counter just dancing for like a minute to like essentially no one. And I was like, this is such a crazy place. Like they definitely do not get paid enough to be doing this to like literally 5 people.
Right.
But I guess that's just the vibe here, which is kind of hype. Yeah, man. I guess that's it.
Now we'll dive into Harsh's deep trip in our next solo episode. But we've heard you've had some interesting encounters in your short time in New York. Is that correct? Didn't you go to like a midnight rave, like your first weekend there or some shit like that?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, let me start with a different story. So like there's this guy that I guess I watch when he pops up on my Instagram feed. He makes reels, just on like lifestyle stuff, like I don't know, like clothes or like his like, you know, people do like what I spend in a day or whatever.
Yeah,
and this dude always be showing up on my feed. Chill guy. I forget his name now. I could look it up, but anyway, we were at a bar for this guy's birthday who I just met that day. It was a friend of friends, and I was waiting at the bar for like a drink, and I see this guy next to me, like the guy who's making the reels. And I was like, yo, this is so random, but like, do you make Instagram reels? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, dude, I love your stuff, man. And then I like had a quick conversation with him. I was like, oh, I just moved to New York. And he's like, oh, I hope you enjoy New York, all this stuff. And I was like, yeah, man. And I was like, you know, I take pictures and stuff, like, you know, trying to plug myself in it. I was like, I take pictures. Like, if you need pictures for your Instagram, you know, I got you, like, whatever. And then I DM'd him. He didn't see it, but at least I know it was sent.
Yeah.
And I put myself out there. But that was cool in and of itself, because it's like, I feel like sometimes you see people on the other side of the screen, you're like, yeah, these aren't like real people. But then, you know, I saw them. And then, yeah, going back to what you said, Christian, the disco night. So yeah, basically there was like this warehouse Brooklyn disco, which is crazy because like it doesn't seem like anything outside. Like it seems actually really sus, like from the outside. But when you go in, there's like this huge disco ball with like insane lights and like almost like a rave, but like obviously a lot more tame because it's just like a disco. But there was like 5 or 6 DJs that were like doing sets like essentially like all night. And we get there and after pre-gaming and stuff, and then me and our friend of the podcast, Ankit, we're like walking around like trying to find a good spot so that we can see the stage and stuff with our other friends. And we run into Nimesh Patel, which for those of you who don't know is like this brown like Indian comedian who's I think popped off a lot in the last like year or two just from being on like TikTok and Instagram and all this stuff with his reels and stuff. Right. And he's a funny guy. But yeah, we literally ran into him. We're like, holy shit, like, hey, yo, Nimesh, what's up, man? And he's like, nothing much. I'm just enjoying the music or whatever. And then he complimented my blue puffy jacket, which I appreciated. And then me and Ankit were like, we really wanted a picture, but like, we didn't want to like bother him. You know what I mean? Right. So then we're
like Mr. Beast guy. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So then we're like, we shouldn't ask him or whatever. And then like he like Nimesh is with like a few of his friends, right? And so like me and Ankit are still standing like somewhat close by, and we're like definitely talking about like whether we want to take a picture with him or whatever. And one of his friends comes up to us and they're like, oh, did you want to like a picture with him? Because they saw us like, you know, like not confront, walk up to him and talk to him real quick, right? They're like, oh, do you want a picture with him? And we're like, yeah, we're thinking about asking him or whatever. He's like, she's like, yeah, you should go ask him. Like, definitely go ask him. Like, he'll take a picture with you, right? And we're like, like, you know, it's like friend type shit. So I was like, yeah, we'll ask him, right? We go up to him. He's like, you know, guys, like, I'm just trying to chill tonight, listen to some music, like maybe another time, whatever. I was like, what the you bitch? Yeah. Like, I didn't want this to happen. Like, I don't know. I was like trying to think if I was in this situation, like if one of you guys were famous or something, and somebody came up and like, yeah, you could take a picture with him. He's not that big a deal, but
I think you would.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I was just like, fuck, like that's the only thing we wanted to avoid. And like he was so nice to us that I didn't want to like, you know, be like that. But anyway, we walked like farther away and then we just took a selfie from like far away and I zoomed in kind of closer to his face. So it somewhat counts. And he complimented my jacket. That was the biggest thing for me. I was like, let's go. Fuck yeah.
And I was gonna joke about you.
Yeah.
No, dude, no. I was actually I was really considering going to see him because that was like a Saturday night, I think. And the Thursday of that week, he was performing at like the Comedy Cellar or whatever, or the whatever Laugh Factory or something like that. So I was thinking about going, but then I was like, oh shit, if he sees me in the same jacket and shit, he's gonna like call me out or something. I don't know. But that was really cool. Like again, like
you see anything nice on Kid?
I don't remember that part actually. I think I was just enamored that he, you know, said something to me.
Classic.
We were also a bit drunk. Like I don't remember the whole thing. But anyway, that night started out great because I met him and whatever. And then like in New York, they play a shit ton of like house music, which is like good. But like I also don't think I vibe with house music that much. Like I think I got a little bit tired of it. And like same with Ankit and like some of the other people we're with. So like like it's like 2 a.m. Like I'm down to go home. Right. Or like maybe it was like 3, which is already like really late. But like considering this thing was going all night and like some of our other friends were just staying back, I guess it was kind of early to call it. But anyway, I dabbed with my roommate and I was like, yo, I'm gonna head out. And he's like, all right, man, like this early? I was like, yeah. And he's like, okay, you got your keys and stuff? And I was like, yeah, I got it. And then we literally exited the fucking warehouse. And the Uber was called to like drop all of us back. And I like feel in my pockets and I'm like, shit, I don't have my keys. I lost my fucking keys. Like literally the first week I'm there. I was like, fuck. I was like, this cannot be happening again, dude. Because in college, these guys know I lost my keys. Or like not even lost. I just didn't take my keys. I would forget my keys like all the time. And obviously at this point, like I've only been there a week. I didn't make any copies. I didn't do anything like that, whatever. And to be fair, I should have known that this was gonna happen because my keys were on this like loose plastic ass keychain that had like no weight. So like they definitely could have fell out in like the Uber that we took to the disco thing or like whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm like, fuck. I was like, listen, now I have to wait for him to get home, and he really likes house music. So I was like, oh shit, he's gonna be out until like 6 a.m. I'm gonna die. But anyway, luckily I was with Ankit, so I went back to Ankit's place. I was like really fucking hungry, so we went to this halal guy's. I wanted it spicy because you know sometimes they put too much white sauce and not enough red sauce. So I was like, hey, make it be extra spicy for me and my boy. And I shit you not, this is the spiciest food I've had in like many years, bro. I was literally running around Ankit's apartment like, dude, I can't do this, like out of breath. And he gave me like what I think is like slightly old Greek yogurt to like calm my mouth. But luckily it did help. It just tasted weird. It also could have tasted weird because I think my whatever taste buds were like singed off.
Yeah.
So then that took like an hour for me to like calm down from the fucking heat. And then I sat on the couch and Anku was like talking to me. And I think I just fell asleep in mid conversation. And it was like at 5 a.m. And then 5 a.m. like Ajay texted me and he's like, yo, I'm coming home now. And I was like, bet, I'll like try to make sure I'm home at the same time. And then I finally got in. And then the next day, I literally made 5 copies of the apartment door key, 3 copies of the building key, and then like 2 copies of the mail key. And then I passed one to Ajay's girlfriend who like lives in New York as well. And then I gave one to Ankit. So if this ever happens again, I will be settled. I also bought a carabiner so that I could attach my keys to my pants instead of loosely having them in my pockets.
That's a good. I don't know. I shouldn't be laughing so hard, but that's a good tactic.
Yeah, bro. I literally made so many copies. But my thing is just like I went home because I wanted to sleep because the night before we stayed out till like 5 or 6 a.m. too, right? And I didn't get home until that time anyway, which was what made me so pissed off.
Hey man, you do it to yourself sometimes.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
However,
I think the Nimesh Patel stole your key.
Oh.
Yeah, they're telling you like this jacket was actually a distraction.
Meanwhile, he was jacking you.
Yeah.
The key. Actually, no, it was his friend, the girl. She was like, oh yeah, go over there and like take a picture. Meanwhile, she was like, it's over.
Yeah.
New York, a dangerous place, man.
New York is a dangerous place, bro.
But it seems you've been fitting in well, and so. Well, I'm sure if this happens every weekend, I mean, I think out of the like 3 weekends you've been there, I've heard like 5 or 6 crazy stories. So, we got content set for as long as you're there.
Content set. Yes.
So that's always good to hear. You're not the only one, though, who's had some crazy times. Harsha, you wrapped up your quarter in Chicago. With a bang, right after your finals. I know Amruta came to come see you. I know the highlight of everything here is you going to Irva Champagne. But I guess if you just want to highlight, Chicago, St. Paddy's Day, what was the vibe, with your last, what was it, 2.5, week and a half, 2 weeks in Chicago?
Yeah, it was fun. Because it was like the first week where I didn't have classes, like while I was being there. So I was like, wow, I have like a lot of free time to actually do things, and then I was kind of like sad to leave at the end. But I guess she came on a Friday, and then Saturday morning they did a bar crawl for St. Patrick's Day because that's the day that they dyed the river green. They were in this chat for a pregame because this one person has they have like a house pretty much kind of, so they have like 2 floors and it's really big. So they're like, yeah, come at 6 a.m., come through. We'll go to the bars at like 10. And then we're like, what the fuck? No, I can't. So we ended up showing up at 9, which is pretty early still, but like normal-ish, I think. Yeah. But we were like the last persons there. Like, everyone else was so drunk. They actually started at 6. I thought they wouldn't, but they actually did. We woke up at 7:45. And like saw a video of somebody doing a beer bong outside already.
Oh my god.
We were late. After watching some Premier League soccer in the morning, so we headed over there at 9 a.m. We brought some Guinness because it's St. Patrick's Day, but they were actually drinking other stuff. So I had a Guinness. It was fun. I had a beer bong actually. I was kind of forced into it, but
we love beer.
Went okay. Yeah, I think I did it twice.
You think
of Guinness?
No. It was like Michelob Ultra.
Oh, that's pretty.
One
good.
less calorie than Miller Lite.
This guy just knows commercials, dude. He doesn't actually communicate.
But we did all of that just to go to one bar.
What a crawl.
Yeah. It was fine. We came back. Alberto didn't really remember going to the bar, so that was a good point for us to leave. So we took the train home, and right outside my train station, there's a McDonald's. There's actually a McDonald's, a Taco Bell, and Chick-fil-A all online. It's kind of great. But
correct.
We got to the McDonald's, and I was actually like pretty drunk then too, and I was so confused because we got to the McDonald's at like 2 p.m. And then I was like, why is it so bright outside? Like it's 2 a.m. Like why is McDonald's? She thought I was joking, but I was being serious. I was like, why is the McDonald's like still open? It usually closes at 10. This is for St. Patrick's Day. Like it's open till 2 a.m. And she was like, what are you talking about? I completely confused. So yeah, we got some McDonald's and then went back out for some more drinking at night to go out. Everyone else went out. We didn't really go out. We just drank and then went home. But yeah, that was a fun day. I also threw up at the end of it. So solid. Mission accomplished.
Chicago doing wonders to you, man. I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, you actually come next time for the river dyeing thing.
I'm down for that.
There were like so many people out like bright and early. We don't have to do that, but it's still fun.
No, I'm down, man. We have to.
Yeah, Tarun gonna be used to going to bed at like 5:30, you know. So just instead of going to bed, we'll just go to
stay up the whole day.
Yeah.
How about we get drunk in New York until 5 a.m. and then fly to Chicago and then keep going?
That's pretty smart.
Yeah,
that sounds fucking terrible.
Yeah, don't you like when you're drunk? Doesn't it like hit you harder like when you're flying?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But we'll be asleep on plane.
Yeah, so we'll be drunk and then like on the way down, like getting on the flight, and then we'll get really drunk again on the flight, and then when we land, it'll get better again, and then we'll drink and it'll get worse.
I literally had a glass of champagne and then like I guess 2 shots worth of Sapphire gin, and I was fucking like I felt like I was drunk already on the plane. No, I'm never doing that again.
That's why I feel like when you're at the airport and you see like I never see people that are just a little bit waved. They're always like drunk as shit when they're at the airport or on a plane. There's no like in between.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I want to be a pilot too.
Yeah.
Ron, is that when you flew business class?
Yeah, she was.
Damn, two episodes in a row mentioning business class. That's crazy.
These things happen.
That's kind of crazy, man. So yeah, Harsha, obviously the focal point of your trip was to go to UIUC, Amruta's future home. Was that fun?
Yeah, it was fun. It reminded me of Blacksburg.
Oh,
great.
So no.
And it was raining the whole day.
Oh, so
no.
It is black. Wait, you only went for one day, or
it was a day trip? Yeah, we just went there. Okay. We saw like 6 or 7 apartments and came back the same day.
Was it fruitful? The adventure?
Yeah. She signed her lease, so we found a place that she liked. Fully furnished, comes with the TV, everything. So
she by herself, or
yeah,
nice.
Furnished is so lit, man. Oh my god, the fact that we could just leave our shit there every summer, holy fuck, so nice.
Yeah, I guess it's like college students that also live there. They just kind of have that same type of option. Yeah. So it worked out. It was raining so much. Like at one point, she was driving and she looked so sad. She was like, "I don't want to be here. I don't want to live here." But hopefully, it'll be better when it's sunny. Some of the apartments that we saw, like they weren't just model homes; they were like people's apartments.
Yeah,
there were some nasty ass apartments. Like there's one apartment with a cat, and I stood behind her the whole time, and Amrita was like, "Do you want to go outside?" I was like, "No, it's okay. I'll see this apartment." But it's fucking scary, dude. That cat was scratching up everything. Kind of disgusting, but other than that, good trip.
Where'd you guys eat that day in Uyok?
They got like Waffle House or something.
No. I don't know if they do. I don't think they would. But we went to this like Nashville like hot fried chicken place. Got some sandwiches. Good spot, but like we were gonna go there like the last time I went to Urbana-Champaign, but we didn't because they had a brunch menu and like you couldn't get that on the brunch menu, so it's just fucking stupid. So we went. We just went this time.
Mm-hmm.
What else did you do in Chicago?
Yeah, one of the days we did a bottomless. Like the day after the St. Patrick's Day, we did a bottomless brunch.
You guys are fucking crazy, dude.
And it was good, but after that, I think Amrit and I need to work on our like signals when we look at each other and try to communicate, because we did a miscommunication where we went to our friend's house, who's gonna be on our podcast soon, and we were after the bottomless brunch, we were offered an edible, and like I didn't really want to do it because we were already drunk, but I looked at her and then she looked like she wanted to do it, so then we were like, yeah. But then talking about it after, she also didn't want to do it, but thought I wanted to do it, so she also said yeah. So we both didn't want to do it, and then she did it.
Why don't you just have a sidebar and just walk away and talk about it?
We were also drunk. So
okay, fair enough.
Wait, did you do it too, or?
Yeah, we both did it.
Oh.
Like I was gonna do it. Like I didn't want to do it. And she didn't want to do it without me. And then it's kind of like a whole thing. I was like, oh, she's only here for a week. Maybe she wants to try it.
Mm-hmm.
Then
how'd it go?
One thing went to it was terrible. I've done it before. It's fine on its own, just with all the alcohol too.
Yeah.
Like, it was fun for like the first couple hours. Then I had to go get dinner, deep dish pizza with my cousin. So we went home, and after we went home, it was like I was so nauseous. Like I was like my eyes were spinning, and like I was like, this is a terrible time for my cousin. We were first have dinner, and like we both like couldn't even speak. We were like so sad and upset and like
dead,
regretting.
Did your cousin know what had happened?
So that was the goal was to not let anybody know what happened. But
I feel like this goal was failed.
He texted me. He was like, "Yeah, I'm like in the lobby. Like, what's your apartment number?" Instead of going to go get him, I like went to the bathroom and just threw up. I just threw up everywhere while he was in the lobby. Like I didn't even make it to the toilet. I just like puked on myself, some on the floor, some everywhere. So then I like quickly like put all the mats in like the closet, and like I made Amrit to go in the bathroom and clean, and then like I let him in. And I was like, "Hey, how's it going, man?" And then it was fine. It was hard to hold the conversation because we were both out of it. And then we got to the restaurant, and then we were trying to talk, and I didn't even know what was going on. I couldn't even pay attention. Like I was trying to look at him, and I was just seeing like 3 people. And then I just went to the bathroom and threw up again. That's where the cat was out of the bag. So. Because that time I didn't even make it. Poor workers, I didn't even make it to the bathroom. I threw up outside the men's bathroom.
Oh no!
In a restaurant
on myself,
too?
On myself, like on my hoodie. And then I came out of the bathroom. I took my hoodie off, like placed it there. I was like, "Hey, how's it going?" And then we had to tell him.
Fitzy beating you
fine.
here.
Like I mean, he's like chill about it, but it's just like not a great look. Yeah. Then the pizza came, and like I guess when you're super nauseous and you smell something like that, you just feel even more nauseous.
Yeah.
So I saw this fucking like soupy ass pizza in front of this deep dish, right? I just went up and I made it closer to the toilet. I just made it in front of the stall, and I threw up everywhere. I threw up in my white shirt.
No.
And then I came out of the bathroom that time, and then I took put my shirt backwards, and then I put my jacket on, so he couldn't see. No one could see the throw up because it's like behind me.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then I was like, no. I was like, I'm gonna go home. And I just went home because the pizza place is like a minute from my apartment.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I went home quickly, changed, and then I was fine after that. So literally, like just the point in which we had to talk to my cousin for like 2 hours was the worst 2 hours of it.
Oh my god!
I was throwing up.
Yeah,
I was fine. I was like completely fine after. We just went home. Like we were watching, like something, and then I went to sleep. We were actually watching Big Mouth. And I went to sleep.
So the best way to end a day like that. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So that was not ideal.
That might be like one of the worst things I've ever heard from you, but ever.
I think
I don't think I've ever heard you that fucked up before. Jesus Christ.
I wasn't even like. I wasn't even. Like,
I thought I was gonna stop. I was like, okay, after the second time you threw it up, it's done. Yeah.
and then
you turned his shirt around.
I wasn't even like high. I was just nauseous and sad.
Yeah.
I wasn't even like. It was so
That's a bad combo.
yeah. not ideal.
It's funny now though, right? Even though it was like what, 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was funny. It was funny. Now we got to make up for it a bit. We spent the whole week with him last week, so
Okay, that's good.
You win some.
That's how the saying goes.
You win some.
You win some.
You want some?
You guys also lose some because we're gonna go to an ad. We'll be right back. All right, everybody, welcome back from the ad. Now, I may have said that Haran been just chilling, but it's been so long that I forgot this dude. First of all, the day that Amruta left to go visit Harsha, or the day, or a couple days before, or something like that. Maybe it was a week before. I don't even remember at this point. Haran, and I were gonna chill and hang out. Haran decided, hey man, fuck these guys. I'm gonna go do a fucking... Wait, did we talk about this on an episode already?
I don't think so.
Basically, Haran said, fuck these guys. I'm gonna go on a party bus and turn into a New Yorker and not go to bed till like 5 a.m. Now, that story may be a little misconstrued here or there, but that's the general gist. He ditched Amruta and I to go hang out with some family friends. There's reasoning behind it, but, you know, I'm in charge of this episode, so I get to choose what narrative is put out there.
Fair enough.
But the big thing is that Haran went on his very first big boy work trip to see the mountaintops of Siemens in Colorado.
Wait, should I justify the party bus first, or should we go to Denver?
I mean, you
that.
can if you want to, but like...
Okay, I'll start with the party bus, because so basically we made like... So yeah, we had like a late plan with I had a late plan with Christian and Amrita to hang out. Relatively late, as in we're gonna hang out and then like make dinner and drink, and then like 2 hours after that, my Sri Lankan family friend called me and he was like, "Yo, my cousin's turning 30 tonight. Like we're trying to do like a thing in Baltimore and then take a party bus down to DC. It'll be like a whole thing. Like come through if you can." And I hadn't seen them for like 2 months, and I'm leaving soon to California, so I was like, you know what, maybe I should try to hang out with them if I can. So I came up with a compromise where I hung out with Christian Amrita for the first few hours, and then I drove up to Baltimore and then spent the rest of my night with them. It was a wild night. So yeah, I drank a little bit at Christian's, and then I drove to Baltimore at like 8, got to Baltimore at 9, and then we pre-gamed there for like 3 hours, took the party bus down at like 12:30 to DC. On this party bus, you could just bring your own alcohol. So I was literally just carrying a handle of, what's that pink vodka? Do you guys know?
Pink Whitney?
New Amsterdam?
Yeah, one of those. I don't even know what it was. I was just holding that. I was just like taking swigs like every like 2 minutes.
Swig?
Yeah, it was bad. By the time we got off the bus, I was drunk for sure. And then basically we were trying to go into Decades. I think one of our friends looked too fucked up, so they wouldn't let us in. And then like things got really aggressive. Like they were all like trying to fight like my guys, damn. And I was like, bro, why are we like? It's not that deep. There's literally so many bars on this fucking road. We can just go next to the next one. And then like my other family friend like lost like his wallet, his phone, everything. Think we managed to find everything the next day, but yeah, that all happened. Absolute shit show. But then by the time we end up going to Mad Hatter after that for a little bit. Got back on the party bus at like 3:30. Got back to Baltimore at like 4:30, and then I was pretty much sober by then. And then I dropped some people off in Baltimore, and then I came home at like 5:30.
You're a psychopath.
That's crazy, man. Same guy that was too tired. That same guy that was too tired to make a song. Crazy, right?
Yeah, man. That's why I didn't drink any wine. No wine, no problem.
Also, let it be known that timeline of what Haran's. I know that this isn't like this doesn't make the same amount of sense, but Haran left mine at 8, got to Baltimore at 9, left for DC at 12:30, right? Or did you get to DC at 12:30?
I probably left to DC around 12:30. Even
okay, 12, so yeah. Got to DC at like what 1:30.
Like 1.
Okay. If you had left mine at 8 to go to DC, you would have been in DC at 8:30 latest.
Oh, it's true. But no party bus though.
Yeah. That would have been a good thing, some would say. Anyway, That wasn't the only party transportation you were on. You were on a party plane, man. So tell us about your work trip.
Party plane. Yeah. So I had my first ever work trip, I guess. Siemens had a conference for their support team in the Americas region. And they had it in Denver in late Feb, early March. So I guess like a month ago now. But it was a lot of fun. So I guess people don't know, I was working from home the last 6-7 months since I started my job essentially, and I haven't actually I never really met my team members. A lot of them I maybe had seen like 5 of their faces, because the first call I ever had when introducing the team, a couple of them were on there, so we had our video cameras on for that, but ever since then all the cameras have been off, and a lot of them don't even have profile photos on for teams, so I didn't know what half the people look like. But yeah, getting to meet my whole team was a lot of fun. I think my only real gripe was that each day of this conference was hella planned out, where everything was blocked off for a certain meeting or a class or some kind of session, so that straight up my day was packed from, we did get up at 7, and then we'd probably be out of the room till 11 p.m. every night.
What the
maybe
fuck?
12.
That's
yeah
crazy.
But honestly, I never really felt that tired until the day, the last day when we were going to the airport. I was like, holy shit, how the hell did I do all that? But I think I was just energized because it just felt good to see people and talk to them and make connections within my company, because I feel I hadn't really done that in the last 7 months. But yeah, I do kind of wish they gave us a little more free time to go outside, then go and see Denver a little more. I mean, I don't know how much there is to see in Denver, but I guess the highlights of what we got to do was we got to go to the Broncos Stadium, Mile High, what is it? Empower, something,
Sure.
Pretty nice stadium. We got to actually so they put us in one of the top floors. I guess a suite, not even a suite. I don't even know how to describe it. I guess maybe a suite level where where the box seats are. They had a very big area rented out for us, so we were just chilling there. But then we were actually able to go in and walk in to the actual stadium and go see the field and everything outside, which is kind of nice. But yeah, we had a fucking Western night, which was kind of weird. I guess our company is pretty white, so a lot of people went kind of crazy for that. A lot of the execs are just. A lot of the execs are just a lot of white people, so they had a whole cowboy skit and everything. Interesting, I guess. I was going into this weekend thinking I wasn't going to drink that much. That didn't happen.
Of course.
No, because I think the month of February we drank a lot of alcohol. We just going on, but we went to Raleigh, we went to New York. When we were here, we were still doing bottomless brunches for tour and leaving and all this random stuff. So I was I need to take a week to just chill. And then one of my coworkers was like, "Hey, you're a young guy. I'm not that young, but I like to drink. You're my drinking partner." I was like, "All right, man." We went to the first night.
Ask me twice.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it was good. I guess I could say it was social drinking, but I also drank a good, probably more than I should have for a social drinking thing. But
who says?
I don't think I made a fool of myself, so that's all that matters. I guess.
Did you laugh a lot with anybody there?
Did I laugh a lot? I don't think I was hysterically laughing, but no, I don't know. Asking people were funny or.
I was just wondering if we've been replaced.
No.
No. By my work friends.
No, I was just wondering if sometimes you meet people and you end up you're both a little waved and there's really good banter or something. But
no. I think not really. Honestly, a lot of our talk was. Not a lot of it was work related, but a good amount of it was. But it wasn't very technical. It's just we're just complaining about random shit that we have to do and all that, which was I guess that's casual work talk. But yeah, I think the coolest thing was I guess it's kind of bad to say, but basically on the flight back, well, not so cool. It got delayed because there was a leakage. Because it was raining that day. I guess even snowing maybe. I think it was raining. And there's a leakage within the plane, so they had to go deal with it. They literally boarded the whole plane boarded, and then they said everyone get off. Actually, no. First they said, oh yeah, this should just take like another 20 minutes. Everyone stay in their seat. Literally a minute later, the same lady, all right, everyone get the fuck off the plane. And we're like, okay, what the hell? And then I got delayed by like an hour. But while I was sitting on the plane, I guess a bunch of Siemens workers are going back home. So it's not crazy that there's other Siemens employees that are taking my flight back to DC. But the two guys sitting next, like pretty much across from me, because I was on an aisle seat as well. They were both Siemens workers that had just joined the company in the last like 3 years, and they both went to Virginia Tech.
No way.
And I was like, what the hell? And they were like both in mechanical engineering. So it's like, yeah, we were just like chatting shit about like tech and mechie, and I was like, it's kind of crazy to think of, for me to think about, because like we don't like Siemens, like none of us have an office to go to in DC. Like they have a Siemens office in DC, but it's not for DISW, which is Digital Industry Software, which is what we support. So like we can't actually go to that office to go work. But yeah, it was just weird that like three of us, like young tech grads, all at Siemens together, mechie as well. So yeah, we were just like bonding, and then we were talking about Formula One, and then the girl in front of me like turns around and she was like, oh, you guys talking about F1? We're like, yeah. We were just talking about like the new season, because the season was just about to start that weekend. And then she was like, yeah, I actually designed the race suits for Red Bull, like the Red Bull racing team. And we were like, what the fuck? I was like, what? I'm like, am I dreaming? Because I was actually so tired at this point. I was like, what the fuck? Am I dreaming? Like, I have to wake myself up. What's going on?
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah. She just started her job. So like, she was like, yeah, I got planned. So basically, like for them, they cover any of the race tickets. You just got to find your way to the place. Like you gotta like buy your flights. Way. But like the whole weekend is covered. Like if you get there. So like she's trying to go to all the, because like,
or like for all of the races.
All the races, yeah. You just gotta cover your flights essentially,
bro.
So like that's Vegas, which is probably like a bag, she's like got it covered. She's got to get a flight to Vegas, which I'm sure it's probably jacked up now, but like it's still so much cheaper than if you had to buy a flight.
Can you imagine if you like buy the flight like? They're not every weekend, are they? Or are they
every 2 weeks?
It's like every 2 weeks. I mean, it depends.
So if you buy a week before the race and like leave a week after the race, and then just like as long as you go to the places on the weekends in between the races,
you're chilling.
Wait, is it just her? Did she get a +1? Because you should.
I didn't ask. But yeah, that was.
She was also.
That was wild.
She's not Siemens related. She's just on the plane.
No, she was just on the plane.
She can be though. Sorry.
Yeah. Absolutely wild. So yeah, we get off the plane and then we get back on the plane like an hour and a half later. But even like between then, I was just talking to one of the guys, like, I don't know, I guess he was like a little more whiter, so he's like less relatable for me to talk to. But the other guy, like I vibed a lot with more because like he played sports, like he's a big soccer fan. All this stuff. So like we talked like a good amount. And then I told them like when we got on the second flight, I was like, oh yeah, I'm actually like trying to stay up so like, I don't fuck up my sleep schedule. And they're like, yeah, I think we'll probably do the same thing too. And then literally within 5 minutes, I passed the fuck out for the rest of the flight. And then I got up, and then like as soon as we land, like I look over, they're like, hey, it didn't last that long, man. I was like, fuck. I feel so dumb. But yeah, then like me and this one guy that I bonded well. We like pretty much walked out the airport together because we were trying to call Uber. The other guy like parked his car there because Siemens covered it, which is actually clutch. I wish I did that. Looking back.
Siemens didn't cover the Uber though?
No, they do.
Okay.
But I was like, I had to wait for the Uber for a while.
Right.
But yeah, we were just talking, and then this guy's like half. Oh fuck! He was half Swedish. I think he said he was half Bolivian.
Whoa.
And then we were talking about like ABBA, and he was like, I fucking love ABBA. So literally for like 50 minutes while we were waiting for Ubers, we were just playing ABBA songs. We were like actually hella delusional if you like walk past us. We were literally like sitting right next to the like where the cars would be coming out, just like blasting ABBA music and just singing along. It was the weirdest shit ever, but it was pretty wholesome too.
Damn, is he moving to California? Because
nah, he's not. He lives in like Springfield area. He actually, I follow him on Instagram. He has like a really cool, like he just cooks a lot. So like he does a lot of like makes his own pasta and all this like it's not like just like basic cooking. It's like pretty intense, I guess. Yeah. So cool dude, man. Shout out to him. I think I think his name is Dayon, but I don't know if I'm pronouncing that wrong. But hey, if you're listening, I don't think you are, but shout out to you, man.
But you could be though.
He could be.
Tag him in this in like a podcast Instagram.
Yeah,
post.
go to the comment. Yeah, go to the comment section and at him, bro.
Yeah, well, he's also a Madrid fan, Christian, by the way.
We'll get him on, bro.
But yeah, all in all, pretty good week. I kind of just came back like thinking like, yo, like I need to like work harder at my job. Cause like, oh yeah, I guess the one thing I don't know if I can actually share this.
Think about it before you say it.
Or you can just say it. And we can
basically, let's just say I really got, like, I already knew I got lucky getting this job, but I got a lot more lucky when I realized the candidates that they passed on for me to get this job. I'll put it at that. Yeah. So like just hearing like, and like a lot of the people on my team already knew that because they were part of the panel, and they're like, oh yeah, like we never actually interviewed you. And I was like, yeah, I don't know, man. My manager just told me you got the job, and I was like, fuck yeah, I'll take it. So like, yeah, I kind of realized that a lot of people that are on my team are hella smart. A lot of them got PhDs already. So
I mean, whatever, man. You stand for grad, bro. Honestly, it doesn't matter. For me, like what I've noticed, literally all the time is like no one knows what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I think like PhD doesn't count as much, but like they've also all like worked at the company longer than I have, so they know what they're doing. Yeah, I mean, I'm still like trying to figure out the ropes.
I feel like that's like the main thing is like it's gonna always feel like you don't know as much because there's always gonna be people that have worked there for like years and years. So it's just like you can't keep up with that. You know, they just have like way more working knowledge. But like, no, that doesn't mean you're any less than them.
Yeah.
Once they hire somebody newer, then you'll be like, oh, this.
Yeah, I'll shit on that guy.
Yeah, shit on that guy. Yeah. Unless that guy ends up being better than you, and then you get fucked.
Yeah, imagine he comes to the company and knows a lot more. Yeah. But yeah, it was a good work trip. I hope I kind of wish like I kind of hope that like we do more meetings like this, but like a smaller group, like just like our like software support team, because like this one had like a bunch of like salespeople, which is fine, but like I just like we don't really like can't really connect with them because like they're like completely different background and what they do compared to what we support. But yeah, no, I was like telling my manager, I was like, I really hope we like do like just like our team of like 11 just like do like some kind of meeting somewhere. Like we have one guy on our team that's like 60 something, like has like lives on a ranch in Texas. He's like from Iran, yeah. What? People say it differently, man.
I know. It's just the self-questioning was the funny part.
No, because like a fucking American say it like one way. I don't want to sound like a white
Iran.
But yeah, like so he was complaining about like how he has kids that like in their like 20s, 30s, and like they're not like coming back to help him on his ranch. And we were like, oh yeah, let's just like fly out to fucking Texas and just help this dude on his ranch, like as like a team bonding exercise. I think it'd be kind of fun. I don't know if we'll actually do it or not, but just like to like hang out more with, because everyone's like so separated. But
right.
That was I guess my Siemens trip.
Good job, man. I'm proud of you.
Are you gonna hang out with this airplane friend before you go?
I don't know, man. I probably should have hit him up.
You can hit him up, and in fact, let's have him on the podcast.
Yeah.
We can get him on the podcast. I think you probably have an interesting life to share.
Tarun, have you ever been on a work trip?
No, I've never been to an office.
Do you ever plan on going on a work trip?
I mean, bro, if you guys are talking about like, well, Christian's work trips are insane. With this, like,
yeah. I mean, I haven't been there yet. I don't know, dude.
I know, but you have the potential. And then Harsh is going to London soon. He's been to New York many times, Miami. Yeah, but fuck yeah, if invite me out there, I'm down, bro. There's a problem.
Yeah, Capital One's gonna send you to McLean.
That's the thing, exactly. They're gonna ask you to take me a bus back home.
Yeah, Harsha, how does this, is this kind of like the same culture as like, it sounds similar to your Miami trip, even though some of the people you work with are like crazy. But like, you know, in a good way, probably mostly. So yeah, what would this compare, do you think, to like your experience with like your very first one at least?
No, not my first one, but probably my Miami one, because it was like the whole company, not just like my team. Yeah, and also I think generally like people in my company are maybe a little bit more younger, so they were just more drinking partners. So that was like not, just it's just great. Everyone's an instigator, but they're a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to the next one. After the most recent one in New York, which was like 3 weeks ago, my team member like came. Like I showed up to work at like 10:40 for our meeting at 10:45, and I was like, "Oh yeah, are you coming?" He was like, "Oh, you're there? Fine, I'll come." And then he showed up at like 12, and then we got Chick-fil-A, and he left at like 2.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I was like, I'm too tired. I can't be here because we drank too much the previous day.
God damn.
But but he's from London. So he's like, yeah, last night was heavy. It was heavy. I was like, yeah.
It was heavy, bro.
He's gonna show you a good time when you go.
And yeah, maybe I'll go visit him in Brighton.
Oh, right, that's South Coast.
I lost my ring in Chicago.
What ring?
Not my
engagement. It was the same week. It was the same week of all this shit happening, or
it was the day of this bar crawl.
Dude, holy shit, bro! That weekend was more the craziest weekend you've ever had in your life.
Wait, what ring? What ring?
Not my engagement ring. I had another ring that I wore in my other hand that I got from India, from my grandpa. And it was already like kind of getting loose, so I guess it was my fault for still wearing it.
Yeah.
And we were just out, and I got back home, and it was just not in my hand anymore. I was like, the fuck? I have no way of figuring out where it was because we were outside, like all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should have put an air tag on it.
On a ring?
It's hanging off.
Jesus.
It's actually so funny because like we were for the bar crawl, like we were supposed to leave at 10, but then we wanted to wait for one of their other friends to show up, and he like doesn't drink, so he would have drove us to the bars. So we're waiting until 11, and then by the time he came with his van, like Amrita was just yakking outside, so like taking care of her, and then like the next like for dinner we saw the same guy, and then they were talking about like the morning, and then she was like, yeah, we were waiting for the Uber like really late, like he came late, like the Uber, and then he was like, what do you mean Uber, like I drove.
That's crazy.
All right, I want each of you before we leave to give a review of your experiences. So Harsha, I want you to review Chicago like last week and a half. Haran, you don't have to review the party bus, but you can review Denver. And then
I'll be the party bus.
Okay, that's separate though.
Okay.
Tarun, you review your
first month here, basically.
Yeah, first like 3 weeks. Like give me a score out of 10. So let's start with let's do chronological order. So we'll go Haran, Harsha.
I mean, can we review each other? Like, can I review True?
Sure, man. You know what? yeah. Give me 3 ratings. One of them is yours, and then the other 2 are the other people's. Yeah. So go in order. Haran, Harsha, True.
Okay. I'd give my weekend, or I guess my week, a solid 8 out of 10. I would say.
Okay.
I think if it wasn't so cramped, it would definitely be higher in my list. But it's just the fact that it was so cramped and like we didn't get out of the hotel. That's why it's an 8.
What about the party bus? You said you wanted to do the party bus.
Oh, right. The party bus, a solid 9.5.
Wow.
Yeah. The only thing was I may have fell down once when I was carrying the bottle. I didn't spill any, I think. Maybe I spilled a little bit. Just because this shit was moving. And
I mean, it's
this bus is moving, yeah.
Yeah, if you got from Baltimore to DC in 30 minutes, 30 minutes, that shit was crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, 9.5 for the party bus.
Okay,
yeah.
So rank theirs now.
Okay.
Wait, should we rank his now? Because it's all just together, the same events.
Sure. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Then same order.
I'll rank Denver a 7 out of 10.
That's right.
I took off 1 point for how cramped his schedule was. I took off 1 point.
There's a whole fucking rubric for this.
1 point for his delayed flight leakage, and 1 point for sleeping on the second leg of the flight and not talking to his friend more.
You can't talk to someone on a flight when you want to sit next to them.
Okay. 3 points off. Okay. Sorry. Party bus, 9 out of 10. Just because you
didn't invite me.
You were just inefficient with your fuel. Because you should have just gone to DC from Christian and spent more time for the plan that was
you
created first.
Yeah, and you could have left your car here and then.
They're gonna give it like a 5 because I abandoned Amrita. You're stick up for
her. That's okay.
Yeah, we had a great time for 40 minutes before she drove home.
I'll give the party bus an 8 because you abandoned your friends. 1 point Amrita, 1 point Christian. And then
equality.
Denver, I'll give you 8.5, 1.5 points off for the classes and whatever bullshit pack schedule.
Okay.
All right, Harsha, you're up.
I'll give myself an 8 out of 10 for Chicago.
Interesting. Humble guy.
Holy shit, 8 out of 10?
This includes St. Patty's Day and everything.
Like throwing up everywhere.
Shit.
Okay, you want to just justify a little bit?
No.
Wait, you guys think the score's too high or low?
Nah, man. I mean, like,
The
you got
odds
the
think it was
rubric, bro.
high.
I don't fucking know.
I actually
It
got
sounds-
1 point. I actually got 1 point for throwing up and then 1 point for losing my ring.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. I was downed.
I'm dumbfounded.
I'm dumbfounded. Okay. I guess. Wait, should I rank his weekend now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's get some context here. You know, Harsha hadn't seen Amrita for a little while, so you know, her being there for that week probably meant a lot. So you know, it's got to be on that. -1 now. But I just feel like everything you said of that weekend itself sounded hella painful for me to listen back to.
Yeah.
So that's like a -4, but then I give you a +2 for like Amrita and everything, like all that. So, but then I give you actually no, fuck that, +1. It's a 7 out of 10, bro. That's still being generous. I can't believe you get that an 8 out of 10, bro. You said you act 3 times in like 2 hours.
Yeah,
On yourself
but,
on 2 different times.
Yeah, but it's fine.
The
rest of the week was
I didn't
a lot
consider that. I didn't consider that.
That was the bonus section of the rubric.
Okay, my ranking, -1. No, I'll give you a -0.5 for the ring. I don't know how sentimental it was, so I'll just give it half. And then -1 for throwing up the first time while your cousin was coming on the bath mats and whatnot. And then -1 for throwing up again. And then -1 for throwing up again, and then -1 for throwing up again.
No.
And then -1 for Amrita throwing up. That's on you.
And then -1 for wearing your throw up on your back. But then +1 for going home and showering and coming back.
I didn't shower.
Oh, -5.
-10. He is done.
Why did you not shower?
I just had, wait, why? I just had to change.
No, I mean that's fair, but I don't know. If it was me, I would have just like. Did you brush your teeth? Did you brush your teeth?
No.
You just rinsed.
Apparently, yeah. You're not supposed to. Apparently, right after.
Wait, really? Why?
Makes you want to throw more?
I forgot why, but
I got one more left in me.
I don't
So
know
what's
what
your score
the
right
math
now?
was.
I think your math is at like a -7.
So, with all
Absolute
that-
value, 7 out of 10.
Absolute. I'll give you absolute value 6. Or -6. No. It sounds lit though. I'll give you 6.5.
It sounds like you committed. And, you know,
Yeah,
I can't say that you've committed
You're
a lot in your lifetime. You know.
You also didn't
So.
let it stop you from having a ruined week the rest of the week. Dying. And
Yeah.
whatnot. So maybe I'll give you 7.
I like the strength.
All right, True, you get to rank yourself now.
Oh, dude. I guess I didn't mention that, but my girlfriend also stayed here with me for like 9 days or something, like the past 9 days. So
is that a minus or a
2 out of 10.
-9 for every
Before
day.
she came, 9 out of 10.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to think. -1 definitely for the aluminum foil. Fucking hell. For context, if you didn't listen to the last episode, I paid $22 for aluminum foil.
What a steal.
I'll give it a 9. I'll give it a 9.
Good joke, Ron.
Oh wait, no. Minus a half for the aluminum foil. -1 for the lost key incident. I'll give it 8.5.
What about the spicy halal guys?
That was kind of fun in a weird way. I felt kind of high.
Okay. Yeah, it's like a -1 and then a +1.
no plus, just it.
I'll give Tur an 8. -1 for keys. -1 for not getting a picture. Yeah.
Not getting a picture?
With Nimesh Patel.
Oh. Yeah.
Loki, Tarun presented it like it's been like a very good 3 weeks. So
It's been a
for
great
that.
3 weeks, man.
For that, it's a 2.
For that, for me seeing him so happy, that's a fucking 1.
Fuck that guy.
I'll give you a 9.5, a 0.5 for being hustled by Nimesh Patel's friend. That's fucked up, man. Yeah, you should be better than that.
The game's
you
the
know?
game.
The game's the game.
I want it to be clear that the rest of the 7 days of my stay in Chicago with Amrita were really good and nothing like that happened, and we had a lot of fun.
It's okay. Retention rate's not that high. You don't have to worry about that.
No, it's high for somebody.
Okay, so
10 out of 10.
So to conclude, I get to rate all of your ratings. As a whole, because I think if I go through each of the fucking 9 rating, I can't do all that shit. So collectively, you all get an 8.5 because some of the fucking logic in these rubrics is just not there. So that's how we'll close out the episode. If you stay to the end, you are psychotic, but
you're a 10 out of 10 in my eyes.
You should,
dude, relax. We already know one person listening.
Oh shit.
Kidding.
But yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We're getting back in the swing of things. We're bulking, as they say, for Harsh's wedding. So,
dude, Trina's gonna go to the gym soon, man. Chill.
Hey, I didn't say where he was bulking, man. Anyway,
bulging.
Oh shit.
We hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, you can catch all of our episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts from. We got tons of stuff on TikTok. Our Instagram is at Interesting Discussion. You can reach out to us on email if you're a boomer. We're looking into finally opening our OnlyFans account. That will be a 2023 goal. It's a wedding for some, but an opportunity for others. We'll be opening a Twitter maybe at some point. Try to engage with our 2 listeners.
We'll buy a blue tick.
No, actually, I take back everything I just said. Fuck that guy.
We can afford 3 months of that.
Hey, more than that, maybe. Probably. But yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, make sure you follow us on, like we said, Spotify, YouTube, all those places. We'll catch you guys next week with a guest who was not named but mentioned in this episode. We'll see you guys then. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.